How to stop comparing yourself to other people. You need to watch this video because comparing yourself negatively to other people is a complete and utter waste of your time. If we haven't met before, I'm Dr. Sarah, and on this channel I want to help you find true self-confidence and find your life purpose. Basically, I make content that I wish I had had access to when I was younger, and how to stop comparing yourself to other people is exactly the kind of thing I would have needed when I was younger. So let's get straight into it. Why do we compare ourselves to other people? Well, comparing ourselves to other people is a really natural thing. It's how we learn when we're younger. When we're babies, when we're toddlers, when we're children, we copy other people and we compare ourselves to see where we are against our peers. It's a normal and natural way of learning and development. However, it starts to get a bit tricky as we get older because we don't actually need to compare ourselves to each other as adults, and it becomes a hindrance to our personal development. In fact, comparing yourself negatively to other people when you're an adult is a complete and utter waste of your time, complete mental drain, and worse than that, it is depleting you of your self-esteem. So we need to unlearn that behaviour. We live in a world where we have access to everyone's highlight reels on social media. People are putting out images of themselves living this perfect lifestyle, this curated experience of their lives. If you find yourself comparing your life to their highlight reel, then of course you're going to feel like your life sucks in comparison. We've all been there, and it's really normal and natural. I know I've been there, where I've seen other people's lives and just thought, how come they've got all of this? How come they've got it sussed out? Why can't I have that? On one hand, we're really lucky that we've got access to social media and we've got access to the internet so that we can see what other people's achievements are, and that is amazing because we can use that as inspiration and see that they've done that, why can't I? That's amazing. And you can become inspired to achieve more, to strive more, and to push yourself. That is absolutely fantastic when we're using it for inspiration. When it becomes dangerous is if we are not being inspired by it, we're finding ourselves feeling envy and jealousy. You know when those emotions crop up, when you start feeling this uneasiness within yourself. If you start feeling a bitterness, or you're thinking to yourself, I'm not good enough, why do they have that and I don't? This is when we need to start doing a bit of reflection and thinking about ourselves more, turning off the outside world, looking into ourselves for validation rather than the outside world. So, a few things we can do if we start feeling this jealousy and envy cropping up. First of all, turn off, block access to whatever it is that's making you feel envious and jealous. Secondly, it's time to do a bit of introspection. When those feelings of jealousy and envy crop up, it's a sign that we need to clear away some mental clutter in our own heads. Jealousy and envy can feel really uncomfortable. We can get fixated on what other people have and we don't. And when those uncomfortable feelings crop up, a lot of people just want to bury their head in the sand and ignore those messages from our own mind. But the way that you can grow and become a better person and really develop your personality further with a growth mindset is to use that jealousy and envy and work out the root cause of it, and then use it to get yourself to a better place in life. The best way to do this is to journal it out. I'm going to leave some journal prompts in the description box below that you can check out. They're going to be super helpful for when you're feeling these kind of things cropping up in your life. And then there are two more things that I find really helpful when I'm comparing myself negatively to other people. Number one, clear out the negative mental chatter that's going on in my head. So instead of using negative phrases, negative self-talk, I like to challenge those and turn them into personal pep talk. Focus on my own positive qualities and focus on my strengths. The thing that I find really helpful in this situation is to think about the best version of myself. If I imagine myself in the future, thinking about what I could achieve and my full potential, what is the best version of me doing? She's the kind of person who likes to inspire people, to teach people. She is living her best life. She's taking really good care of herself, her mental energy, her body physically. She's nourishing herself. She's getting plenty of exercise. She is enjoying a social life. She's working hard on things that are meaningful and purposeful. That kind of person, in my head, doesn't have time for comparing to other people negatively and to beat herself up and to become jealous and envious. She hasn't got time for that. She's busy living her own life and inspiring other people. So when I start to notice that I'm comparing myself to other people, I think about that version of Sarah and I try and ask her, what would she do in this situation? And that is a really good piece of advice to carry forward into situations where you're not really sure what to do. Ask yourself, what would the best version of me do? What would my future best self have me do in this situation? And I promise you, you will come out of that with a really strong intuitive feeling of how you should move forward. Not only is that going to help you get out of this comparison state, but it will also increase your self-esteem, because instead of looking to others for validation, for approval, for permission, for how to take the next step, you're asking yourself. And knowing that you can trust yourself to make decisions is going to increase your confidence. Remember, confidence comes from knowing yourself well and trusting yourself. The word confidence comes from the word confidentem in Latin, which means to trust. The word confidence has the word confide in, which is to trust someone. We trust someone when we confide in them. And to be able to be confident in yourself, you need to be able to trust yourself. So ask yourself what you should do in that situation. What would the best version of you do? Would she be sitting there scrolling through Instagram and looking at other people's feeds and wishing that she could live that life? No, she would be making steps and strides in her own life to make things come true for herself. If she is wanting something, you've got to listen to those little inklings. If you're feeling jealous and envious about those things, what is it that your brain is trying to tell you that is missing from your life? So get your journal out, scribble down those things and make those things a reality for yourself. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, click the thumbs up button and make sure you're subscribed to see more of my content. Hit that bell notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you're interested in watching about how to overcome overwhelm, then this video right here is going to be very helpful for you, and I will see you there.